my friends. Welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and if you are new to my channel, hello, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing, and if you are back, welcome back. Today I'm here to join you all with a WIP and Chat. WIP stands for Work in Progress. Chat stands for Chat, so feel free to whip out your WIP. Yeah, I'm still saying that. And work alongside of me. I'm going to be working on a diamond painting and just chatting with y'all about my week and what I've been up to, and hopefully I can keep you company with whatever project you're choosing to work on today. So I hope that your Monday is off to a lovely start. It's Saturday evening when I'm recording this. My kiddos are in bed. My mom is in town. She got here yesterday and she's visiting, and the house is quiet. I have a little bit of time to myself and thought it would be nice to just sit down and film a little bit. I always enjoy catching up with you guys during the week. So what I'll be working with today, some of you may be hopefully pleasantly surprised to see the kit that I have in front of me. So if you're new, you're probably like, what is that? I haven't seen that in the past 2-3 months. So this is my cross stitch conversion project. I'm taking a cross stitch chart and converting it to a diamond painting on a blank canvas. I'm reading off of a chart on the app Pattern Keeper, which I'll show you in just a moment to get that set up and going. But the pattern title is Once Upon a Fairy Tale. I purchased this chart from Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artist is Amy Stewart. She has been around for a while, and her artwork is so detailed and so beautiful. I've seen it on like puzzles and like other kinds of like merch type things, like artsy type things. And then she has a lot of her charts licensed with Heaven and Earth Designs. So that's where I got the chart. I got the canvases and the diamonds from Evermoment on AliExpress. And I say canvases because this project is such a large one. What was it? 138 by 188 centimeters or something like that. I broke it into 8 canvases that are all panel style. Each canvas is 35 by 95 centimeters. This is the first of the 8 canvases. I worked on this a little bit earlier in the year, and then honestly what happened is events happened. Summer with the Masters and Drills and Chills, which are both 2-month events and happened pretty close to one another. And I'm involved with hosting both, and so that just really took a lot of my mental direction. But I picked this one back up once I finished my last Drills and Chills canvas a few days ago, and I have been really thoroughly enjoying being back to it. I'll talk more about that in a minute, but let me tell you the other materials I'll be working with. Accessories, I suppose. Pens. I'm going to be using this pen from Butterfly Effectwares. I think this is their original prismatic pearl pour. And then this gorgeous pen is from Lazy River Wood Turning. They just had a pen drop, and I love the colors and the gold sparkle in this one. This is one of my favorite pens. And then I'll be using this tray from Bella Arts and Nicole. That was one of the Drills and Chills trays. They sponsored Drills and Chills. And it's a smaller tray, so I think it'll work well for a confetti heavy canvas like this one. And then I'm using Naturama's Mud, which their Etsy store I just saw. She's back. She reopened again. Why my camera doesn't want to focus? Who even knows? This is in the scent It's Pretty Basic. I figured one last hurrah on fall scents. And then a Cinnamon Donut Putty from Randa's Crafty Corner. This is what I'll be using in my metal, or sorry, in my metal multi-placer. This was actually a gift. One of my viewers got this sticker. They saw that I had actually gotten this sticker from, oh my goodness, I'm blanking on the Etsy shop name. Oh, I feel terrible. Oh my goodness. The owner of the Etsy shop created and designed this sticker. I'll find it. I'll link it in the description box. But the owner is autistic and is, a huge proponent of autism acceptance. Not just awareness, but acceptance. But I just thought this was apt, especially as we're going into, if you're in the States, election day is almost upon us. So anyway, that's what I'll be working with tonight. I get asked a lot about the metal multi-placers that I use, and I will be sure I have those linked whenever I do my WIP and Chats. I get mine from AliExpress. So Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see. We'll start with the Lazy River pen because this one has old putty that I need to switch out, and I don't really want to do that just a second. Maybe I'll do that later in the WIP and Chat. Now, I'm actually not going to have a use for the minder. A viewer took the sticker and turned it into a minder for me. Like they put it in resin and put this pink glitter on the back and put magnets on it. An extremely, extremely thoughtful gift, and I love it. I have it attached to one of the metal shelves on my desk so that I can always see it because I love this. And they made me one more that I really love as well. But that's just going to hang out there because of the way that I work on my canvas. I actually don't need a cover binder to hold back the plastic. I figure you guys will forgive me. Let me grab some washi tape though, because I actually also need to make this multi-placer a little less wiggly. A random diamond. I don't know what that was from. Anyway, let me chat with you while I do this though. Hi, how are you? How is your Monday so far? I hope that your week is off to a really wonderful start, and that wherever you are, that you are having lovely weather, whether it's fall-esque weather or if you're elsewhere in the world and it's not really fall season. Okay, that's good. But it's finally cooled off out here and it's making my heart so happy. Like I said, I'm finally back to this Heaven and Earth Designs project. I actually feel like people thought that I had abandoned it almost. I get asked about it regularly and I was feeling so guilty. Like I just haven't been able to sort of get up the energy to pull it out. It's a little bit more of a project to set up because I have 2 full Elizabeth Ward trays of color that I have to set up in front of me, so it takes up a lot more space because it has like 90 colors. It's 88 or 90 colors. And the panel itself is kind of big, and then I have to have my tablet out to use Pattern Keeper and stuff like that. So it's a little bit, there's a little bit more to setting it up. And it does take a little bit more brain power because we're reading off of a chart, which I'll demo for you here in a moment. But no, I have not abandoned this project. I have not. It is good to be back to it. And I started back to it a few days ago. And I think when I picked it back up, I was at around like 2% completion. And I just here a few days later, I just hit 5% completion. I have not been working on any other projects except this one. But I figure I'm kind of on a roll. I'm gonna roll with it. And yeah, so why not? Oh, there's old putty in here I need to clean out too. Where are the tweezers? No, really, where are they? There they are. All right. But I'm not sure like what kind of pace I'll go at with this one. I have some other projects I'd like to work on. For example, I have my Scorpio dragon from the one with the diamond art that I'd really like to work on. I've had several people ask if I could work on a kit from them because they want to know like what my thoughts are on the company, and I'm like, okay, sure, yeah, I'll try and make a priority of that. And also, though, I feel like that one's a little bit more time sensitive because hello, it's almost Scorpio season. I'm a Scorpio. My birthday is in a week. Holy cow. Don't tell my kids that you know my pin for my tablet. But anyway, let me turn on the brightness because that's going to mess with my camera otherwise. That should be a little less obnoxious. But anyway, so general rule of thumb, by the way, is that you don't show like large portions of a chart on camera because that's copyrighted material. This chart has over 400,000 diamonds / symbols on it, so I think it's really okay that I'm showing you 100, 200 of them. So basically, this is the Pattern Keeper app on a Fire tablet. I highly recommend it over a paper chart, but you do whatever works for you. You do have to add the Google Play Store to your Fire tablet. It's kind of a workaround. It's legit, but like it's a little bit of work to do, and I can drop an article in the description if you're curious. But you have the Google Play Store to your Fire tablet, and then you can download Google Play apps, including Pattern Keeper. I really love this because I just pick what symbol kind of, stands out to me to work on. I tap it, it highlights all of them, and at the same time, when I tap on that symbol, it highlights at the bottom, or it highlights like in your list which symbol or what DMC that is. And then I just keep my diamonds in DMC order in these trays. And then I just find that DMC and I grab it. So it's so fast, so easy. Once I have placed all the diamonds in that symbol, then you can like select, you press and hold, and then I click select unfinished highlighted stitches and square. It'll select all of them, and then I hit the check mark, and it's gonna be like, okay, you've painted all of those. I'm not gonna do that right now because I haven't yet, but in that color. But I'm a fan of Pattern Keeper. That said, okay, so let me grab. What symbol should we work on? Now, see, this is gonna be like a fun challenge to work on this at the same time that I'm talking to you guys and doing WIP and Chat. But I did successfully do my Patreon live stream yesterday while working on my Heaven and Earth, while working on this kit. And I'm like, if I can keep up with chat and like an active chat and diamond paint on this at the same time, surely I can do our WIP and Chat as well. So we shall see. I have to admit, I was very tempted to start working on my Loki cross-stitch conversion that I bought from Jaded Gem Shop. But then I was like, no, I don't really want to get sidetracked by a different cross-stitch conversion project because I'm afraid that then it's going to turn into a thing that I just keep avoiding this. And so I was like, I'm going to pull this one out. I'm at least going to try to get this first panel done. But like I said, I'd like to work on that Scorpio dragon from the one with the diamond art soon. So we'll see how far I get on this one before I'm like, okay, I need to pull out the other kit. But yeah, I'm coming up on my 100th finish. Scorpio dragon, if I work on that next, that'll be my 99th finish. And then I just put up my poll on Patreon to have them help me decide if I should work on the Ariel or the Merida panel. The retired one from Diamond Art Club and Mandy Manzano. So right now I think Ariel is winning by a decent margin, so we'll see. I just put it up a couple hours ago, so we'll see where it ultimately lands. I'm hoping that I will be able to survive Diamond Art Club's like older squares because those kits are much, much, much older. But I figure if nothing else, I can go tap my friend Jade on the shoulder because Jade of Jaded Gem Shop actually only lives like an hour and a half from me, and I'll be like, can I buy some replacement drills from you? So we'll see. Hopefully that's going to be a non-issue, but it's hard. I feel like it's kind of hard telling. So fingers crossed, please. But as I was flipping through my whole paper logbook, and I was writing out a list of all of the kits that I had completed, and I was noting the size because I'm working on my storage solution video to show you guys, and I really needed to map out the sizes so that I could kind of map out like, okay, these kits are going to go in this storage solution, and these kits in this size are going to go in this storage solution. And so as I was flipping through my paper logbook one by one to note like which kits or the different kits and what the different sizes of each one were, it was kind of like a trip down memory lane of the past two and a half years of diamond painting, where I was like, oh my gosh, like I remember like this stage in life. No, not really the stage in life. Just what was going on in my life when I was working on this painting, and oh, I remember really loving this about this painting, and oh my gosh, this painting was such a headache to get through, but I did it. You know, stuff like that. It was just like a fun little trip down memory lane, and it just made me go like, wow, yeah, 100 paintings isn't nothing. Especially when they were all like full size. There were a couple of special drill kits in there, but like a little bit bigger special drill kits, not like the little charms or whatever. But I was just like, oh, I didn't necessarily remember all these kits super clearly. But going through my logbook, it was like a refresher. And so that was just fun. That was fun. That's one of the reasons that I actually love having a paper logbook, is because I can physically flip through something like that. And in case you're curious, my logbook is literally, I got a dot grid notebook from Joann's, I think. I don't remember what the size is. Oh, shoot. Veronica asked me the other day what the size on mine was, and I told her I would look, and I forgot to. So, Veronica, if you're watching, I'm really sorry. I'm so forgetful. I should go do that. It's smaller than like a standard like piece of, it's not 8.5 by 11. It's not like a standard printer paper size. It's a little bit smaller than that, but it's a good size. I like the dot grid, and it's not fancy, like not even remotely. But I like it. I put like either a picture or of the original artwork, or if it came with like a sticker or like a printed picture, I'll cut that out and put that in, and all the stats. And then I make notes about like, okay, here's what I loved, here's what was a challenge, and then other miscellaneous notes like, was it for an event, or was it, sent to me, or, was this an older run of kits, that sort of thing. I try to put that info there because with my memory, if it's not written down in some form like that, it's going to have left my brain forever, and I won't remember anything. Okay, let me check. Okay, in that spot. Okay. So yeah, we'll see. The month of November, I don't have any like really hard and fast plans as far as like events that I'm planning to participate in necessarily, or I'm not hosting any. I don't have anything else planned to host until next year's Summer with the Masters. I'm kicking around the idea of putting together an event to host sometime between January and May. But like that is like in the absolute earliest possible stages, so I have nothing to share about it. I don't even want to share like the general like theme that I would want to go with, because I just don't want to yet. Wait, okay, something is wrong. Hold on. Did I put that in the wrong spot? Yep, I did. Okay, but at least I caught it. I see what I did. Okay. Let me just double check that and that. That. Okay. Not too bad for trying to talk and read a chart at the same time. Okay, I have to talk about something that's been bugging me for a minute. But I will say that I've tried very, very much to reframe my irritation as giving people the benefit of the doubt. But I've seen it so often lately on so many different mediums that I'm going to just treat this as a very gentle, very respectful PSA, and I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. And I say you, like generally, I'm not actually talking to someone in particular. We're going to talk for just a minute about something called self-promotion. And I like I said, I'm not sure what's in the water, but the past few months I've been noticing a lot of this lately, and I think maybe people just are not aware. I think some people are aware and they just don't particularly care. And that's, that is what it is. I can't control what people do. But just for those of you that might not be aware, something called self-promotion. First, it's something that is considered, generally speaking, to be very, very rude, which is why I bring it up. And part of this is because I am very much a rule follower. If you go into, what color was that? What did I miss? I missed a color. It was right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What color were you? You were a pretty purple flower. Okay. Let me grab this first. Okay, so first, I got sidetracked already. What is self-promotion? Self-promotion is when you are in, let's say someone's streaming live on YouTube. And you go and you're hanging out in their stream, and you decide to mention like, oh, hey, I have a YouTube channel, and even if it's something relevant, if someone's like, oh, hey, host of this live, like let's say Jane is hosting a live stream on YouTube, and someone's asking them a question about like, hey, how do you seal a diamond painting? Have you ever done a video on that? Let's say you have a channel and you've done a video on this, and you, just wanting to be helpful and kind, say, oh, actually, I have a video on that. That is actually self-promotion. And even if you had just the best of intentions of being helpful, being kind, that sort of thing, this is actually like really disrespectful to the host. It's really disrespectful to Jane. The idea is that the host is the one that's putting on the live, the attention, which, okay, that sounds like really self-centered, I suppose. The work is being done by them. The attention should sort of be on them and their channel, and they should be the ones sort of driving that conversation. If the host goes, I don't have a video on that, But if there are any creators in chat that have one or have one to suggest, feel free to go ahead and share. Then you go ahead and do it. And then it's not self-promotion because you've been asked to promote it. You've been invited to promote it. The same goes for if you're hosting an event that the host is not hosting. Let's say Jane is hosting Drills and Chills. Okay, I hosted Drills and Chills. I don't go live, so I'm not actually talking about me. But let's say Jane is hosting Drills and Chills and is talking about their event, and you come in and you're like, oh, hey, I've got this event that I'm hosting. That's driving traffic and attention and eyeballs away from the host who is putting on the live. So just generally speaking, it just is really rude to be pushing traffic away from the host in any sort of way. You'll see this a lot in Facebook groups as well. If there are Facebook groups that are run by creators, there are a ton out there. I do happen to have one. Yes, I have seen this be a thing in there lately, and we handle it. I have a fantastic modmin team that helps with that in a very just polite and respectful way, letting people know, again, trying to give people the benefit of the doubt as much as we possibly can. But if you're in a Facebook group that is run by a creator or creators, which a lot of the diamond painting ones out there are, generally speaking, like, you not only shouldn't be sharing about your channel or your videos and content, but ideally, and this may sound extra, like, even if it's like, oh, my friend's channel, blah, 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 like, generally that's considered bad form as well if it's not the owners of the group, because the idea is that that is their space. They've created it and put the work into maintaining that community and all of that. And most of those groups, if you take a look at the rules, which you almost always have to agree to before being accepted into the group, it'll say no self-promotion. And so whether or not you agree with the idea of it, you most likely have agreed to that rule before you requested to join the group anyway. And so that's kind of like one of those, like, well, it is what it is. Now, why does it matter? Like, why is it such a big deal? One, it's kind of just a common courtesy thing. Like, this is their space. And two, it's a can of worms. It's a huge can of worms. Like, one of the things that I think of a lot with the Facebook group that I share with one of my friends and fellow creators is just how to keep it as fair as possible. There are a ton of other creators out there. There are a ton of other fantastic events out there. There are a lot of amazing small shops out there. But if we just let it be a free-for-all, it would be really, really tough to make sure that it felt fair. And we have also, like, we've seen people take advantage, and it's one of those, like, it just takes one bad apple to ruin it for everyone. Like, that has absolutely been the case as well. And this happened, like, I've seen this happen even in, like, the Diamond Art Club VIP group, where there's a very deliberate rule that's like, no self-promotion. The self-promotion in there has been rampant lately, and I'm just, like, mind blown. Like, what in the world is going on in here? And I just, like I said, I think I have to think that people just don't know. And again, as a rule follower, that, like, I strive so hard not to self-promote. I feel actively uncomfortable if people are talking about me or my channel when I'm in someone else's live, stuff like that. I'm always trying to point it back to, like, this is about this creator, like in the Diamond Art Club VIP group or something. I'm like, this is about this company, not about who has a channel. And, like, yeah, no, there were some posts in there where it was, like, literally people just posting, like, I have a channel, come see me here. I have a channel, come see me. I'm like, did you just not know? And that's what I keep coming back to, is I think that maybe people just don't realize. So people are going to do what they do. It's fine. The other thing that I have noticed that rubs me a bit the wrong way, and has been, again, more of a thing in my group lately, the group that I co-own rather, is like sideways self-promotion, like skirting the line self-promotion, where I kind of go, this shop that no one has like really posted about or heard about before, and all of a sudden it's getting posted about in a bunch of different Facebook groups, including ours. I kind of feel like, was there an incentive going on? Was there something else going on? And in that way, it feels sketchy enough that I'm like, this feels like it's breaking the spirit of the rule of self-promotion, which is just this idea that we want to try to make it a neutral space that's driven by the average Joe customers and feels like really authentic and feels very fair. Because again, like a lot of these groups like ours, there's so many small business owners, there's so many creators. We just are working so hard to keep it really fair and neutral. And for like 99% of people that are following like the heart behind that rule and get it, I super appreciate those people so much for just getting it. I also would venture a guess that I don't think you can long-term build like your channel or your brand in general with like an artificial situation. Like you're not going to build that from self-promotion anyway. And so don't, like, why bother? All it does is it makes people go, I don't know about this person that can't seem to follow the rules. But anyway, that is my soapbox. I know that I probably just really annoyed a lot of people. I've been feeling just like, I don't know, a little filter free lately. And so that just, there it is. There it is. Again, truly the heart of it behind it is that I hope that people just don't know and that it's a benefit of the doubt thing. And it's like, well, maybe if people knew and they understood why that's a thing. Yeah. There are better ways. I'll say there are better ways to get your name out there. If you're a creator, just make good content. Don't copycat someone else. Just make good content. Focus on you. Find your voice. Just put content out there that people want to watch. Don't try to like trick people into coming to check you out. Like, yeah, find your niche. Niche. I mixed up saying niche and niche. How do you guys say that word? And yeah, like make it your own. Like do your thing. If you're a small shop, just make a good product. If you're making a good quality product, people will come back. I'd also say like don't copycat in that area either, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I'm going to move on to other things. So, yeah, that's that. Other things that are going on. Man. Okay, so other things that are going on. My mom is in town. We actually had a little bit of a health scare with her last week. Like, really, really scary stuff. So I got a call. Actually, I got a text from my mom on Monday. Sunday or Monday? Sunday night. It might have been Sunday night. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Saying, it was, yeah, no, I don't remember. Saying, hey, can you give me a call after you get the kids to bed? Very unusual, especially because they're on Ohio time. So I was like, it's like almost midnight there. This is bad. I told Adam as we're finishing up the kids' bedtime, I'm like, I'm really worried. Like, I think this is going to be bad. And he's like, well, just one step at a time. So I called my mom and she said, first, I'm okay. She said, but I am currently in the emergency room because I had a heart attack. And my heart just, wow, that's a really insensitive joke. I was going to say my heart stopped. But I immediately was like it took me a minute to even absorb it. She was reiterating, she's like, I'm okay. And then she explained kind of what had happened. She was like on the phone with my brother and she said I started to have what felt like really bad heartburn. And it kept getting worse. And I was like, I'm going to go, take something and sit down and whatnot. And then she started to realize like, oh, this actually feels like chest, like pressure in my chest. And so she went to go take her blood pressure. And as she's going to take her blood pressure, the pain starts radiating down her left arm. And so she told my dad, like, we got to call the squad. So I called 911. They were there very quickly, administered care, like medication and care, and were even able to like take a couple of tests right then and there. Showed like, yes, she has some elevated cardiac enzymes. The EKG showed whatever EKG show that mean that you're having a heart attack. And they gave her some medication that gave her some relief from the pain right away, and took her by squad to the hospital. And in the hospital, they, you know, the tests they continued to run, particularly I think like her blood pressure and that cardiac enzyme continued to skyrocket. And so it was like, okay, yes, this is a heart attack. And so they got her in first thing the next morning for a heart cath, which is where they put in like it was like a tiny camera. Like they put it in like through an artery in your wrist, and it goes up into your heart, and they can see if there's any blockage going on. So it's Monday morning, and they're doing that, and there's literally no blockage. I guess the cardiologist said to her, "Your arteries look better than mine. They look completely clear." And so they then also did what's called a heart echo, which is where they get a really good look at the heart to see if there's any damage or anything else going on. And that came back clear. And so they said, well, given this information, which does not lie, like your heart is fine. You didn't have a heart attack. They tested for a blood clot. They tested for all the other things that can cause these symptoms, like the elevated cardiac enzyme, whatever the name of that is. She told me, I don't remember because it was something really long and chemically. Like that doesn't lie. That indicates damage or stress to the heart. The other symptoms that she had were real. The fact that she got relief from was it nitroglycerin that they gave her, which widens opens up the heart arteries more, and that like she experienced relief from her symptoms when they did that. Everything pointed pretty firmly to a heart attack, like unquestionably so. And I asked all the questions that I'm guessing some of you are wondering, which was like, okay, do we trust the cardiologist? Do we need a second opinion? Questions like, what else can cause those symptoms? Like, where's the error here, basically? I even asked my mom like yesterday after I picked her up from the airport, because yeah, she flew out here. She was cleared to resume all normal activities within 2 days. The only reason that she had to wait that long was because I guess when they did the heart cath where they put the thing in your arm, that's kind of a serious thing. And they're like, you need to act like you treat your arm like you have a broken arm, like don't bend your wrist and stuff for so many days. Their best guess is that it was brought on by stress. They're calling it a cardiac event. And they're saying it was brought on by stress. And I, of course, asked my mom the $1 million question that she's wondering too, which is like, well, if it happened once, what's stopping it from happening again? There's not really an answer to that. I also asked my mom, like, so is this like common? Is this like a thing that happens? And she said she asked the cardiologist, and the cardiologist was like, no, this is pretty rare. This isn't something we really see. So I don't know, you guys. My mom is a woman of faith. I'm a person of faith as well. There were a lot of people praying for her, but I am certainly not going to be so conceited or presumptuous to say that there was like that kind of healing going on. It's possible, but again, I'm not comfortable even like suggesting that. She has had some stress going on from a few different areas of life, but I mean, she's had more stressful times in her life as well. So she's not totally convinced that like that's really what's going on, but we don't know. And so she has follow-up with the cardiologist and with her primary care physician and everything. And, you know, she's like, I'm still going to go ahead and use this as a wake-up call. She's like, I'm going to start really trying to exercise more and eat more healthy and those sorts of things. And I'm like, I want to be right there with you because I'm overweight, and my grandma has had, like my mom's mom has had more than one heart attack. Like there's absolutely a risk factor. And that was the other thing my mom assumed. She's like, well, my grandma, her mom had a heart attack her first heart attack at the same age my mom is now. So she's kind of like, it's, it really seemed pretty darn possible given the timing and my age and stuff. So like I said, she's planning to use this as a kick in the butt to really try to be more active and eat better and stuff, which I commend her for. I had told her, I was like, Mom, you really don't still need to come out. Like, I completely, sorry to yawn. I haven't yawned in a WIP and Chat in a long time. Wow. I'm not going to edit that out though, because I don't really edit my WIP and Chats anyway. So I had told her, I was like, you don't need to still come out, like, or you can even delay your trip. Like, if you still, like, well, you can just wait and see. And she was like, well, we'll play it by ear. She really still wanted to come out though. I think to be here for like the kids, for like Halloween and trick or treat and stuff like that. But I was like, just please make sure that like your doctors are all completely on board with you traveling. Like, do you need to travel with a note? So they want to make sure that you like get up and walk regularly, even though she didn't have a blood clot. They tested for that. There was no blood clot present. I was still like, make sure you're getting up and walking and stuff like that. If you're going to come out. And so she said she almost backed out like the night before. She was feeling anxious about flying. And I just told her, I was like, you're flying Southwest. You can literally cancel your flight up to like 10 minutes before departure time. So I was giving her the out, but she really wanted to come out here, and she got cleared from her doctor. So I was like, okay, you're an adult. I'm not gonna tell you what decisions to make. My dad was okay with it too. He kind of was just like, well, it's, if your doctors have said it's okay. And my mom also was reiterating, she's like, well, when grandma had like an actual heart attack and had like this crazy procedure done, like they let her fly home from Las Vegas to Ohio like 4 days later, and she actually did have a heart attack. And I was like, okay, yes, but I still need you to take care of you and make smart decisions for you. She's like, I know. But I will say that I gave her the absolute biggest hug ever when I picked her up from the airport. And I was like, I just feel like I felt horrible after last week's WIP and Chat, where in last week's WIP and Chat I was talking about how I was feeling stressed about her visit and feeling like, I have to come up with things for her to do so that she doesn't feel stir crazy and blah, blah, blah. And just like, I almost took down that WIP and Chat because I felt so much guilt over it, where I just was like, how incredibly ungrateful am I? And how insensitive am I? Like, because I just realized like there are friends and people in the community that watch my videos that they would give anything to have their mom there nagging them. And so I just was kind of grappling with that, and I ended up not taking that WIP and Chat down. I left it, and I just kind of, I had a good talk with my therapist about it. It was good that I had, my therapy got moved from Fridays to Tuesdays. And when this past week was the first week that it was on a Tuesday instead of Friday. So I had just seen my therapist like 3 or 4 days before. It wasn't even a full week yet. She gets on and she's like, hey, Katie, like, I know it's only been like a few days, but what's going on? And I was like, well, my mom had a heart attack. So this is before we had confirmed that it was not in fact a heart attack, but I was just like, boy, do I have things that I need to unpack with you, therapist friend. And so it was very, very well timed. I was very, very glad that I was able to, I even said to her, I was like, I just am feeling so guilty and so terrible because like literally just a couple of like days ago, like the day before this happened, I was just thinking about how I was nervous and feeling stressed about my mom's trip because of X, Y, and Z. And so of course she helped talk me through that very, very gently and, giving me ways to reframe it and that sort of thing. So I was glad for that. So yeah, my mom is here. We're going to take the boys to the pumpkin patch tomorrow, which is probably going to be so busy. Usually my mom comes out a little bit earlier in October. This year, I guess this is a good thing that she came out later. Like, what if this had all happened, like, what if she was out here already? Wow, didn't even think about that. But, yeah, normally she's out here a bit earlier and we go to the pumpkin patch earlier in the month. But with the timing of things, and because we weren't going to, like, pull the kids out of school or anything, we're taking them tomorrow, which is Sunday. I was like, we're going to get up and go and be there at opening because I don't know how crazy this pumpkin patch, which is more than just a pumpkin patch. They have like a train and lots of other fun activities and stuff for the kids. And we've taken the kids there every fall since my oldest was a baby, like 6 months old. And so we've always gone with my mom. Did she come out here the October of 2020? I'm trying to remember if that trip got delayed for obvious reasons. It might have been. Maybe we didn't do the pumpkin patch that year. I don't remember. I should go back and look at my pictures and I could tell you. But anyway, so I'm really excited to take them tomorrow, but I'm hoping, like, I don't like crowds. The parking situation here is not super ideal. I don't know how long the line for the train is going to be. And I have Micah, who is just a constant whirlwind of motion, the tiny tornado, as I so affectionately call him. He's also very much still been my Velcro child lately. He literally just wants to be touching someone at all possible times. I missed one. What color is supposed to be right there? Okay, you should be 779. Okay. What was I saying? Shot it back to me in the camera. Nope, it's gone. That's okay. Oh, Micah, Velcro baby. Yeah, no, he's wanting to be on top of us at all times. And he just follows me like a little duck from room to room, including the bathroom. Like, just such a stereotype. Such a stereotype. Oh my gosh. I love him. I love my children very dearly, but holy cow, I am very, very much well acquainted with the phrase touched out, where I'm just like, sensory overload. I need to not be touched for a little while. But I had back-to-back dentist appointments for the kids this past week, and I'm so relieved to report good news, which my poor kids inherited my teeth, which is just very much genetically predisposed to cavities and stuff. But they had really good dentist appointments. And then this upcoming week, they have checkups, like their kind of delayed annual checkups with their pediatrician. So hopefully that will go well. This past week was Red Ribbon Week. I think that's a nationwide thing in the States, Red Ribbon Week. I don't think this is a thing outside of the States. That's this whole, like, say no to drugs campaign, which, I don't know. There's some problematic things about that. But anyway, the fun part about it was the themed days each day, and Connor was excited to participate in that. And they also had the book fair this week, which, hello, how many of you was like the book fair the absolute best time ever? Oh my gosh. Felt terrible though, because I didn't realize which day Connor's class was going to be going to the book fair, and I forgot to send him with money. And so he comes home on Tuesday. He's like, Mommy, our class went to the book fair, but I didn't have any money. And I was like, I'm the worst mom ever. I'm so sorry. So I messaged his teacher. I was like, so when can I take Connor to the book fair this week? And anyway, so it's fine. All is well. He brought home this cute list that they had given him at the book fair, like, that was like his book fair wish list, and he'd written down the names of some different books, and I was like, of course I'll send you with some money for the book fair. I'm so sorry. He was fine. He forgave me quickly, but I just was like, I try to write things down. We have a calendar where we try to track all the things, but I miss stuff sometimes, and I know it happens, but I still just was like, I'm so sorry. But no, he got his books. It's fine. He got to pick out some books on Thursday and was happy as a clam. And then he has, the kids were obviously going to take trick-or-treating today for you guys, because this is going up on Monday, which is Halloween. Happy Halloween! How did I not start off with saying that? Happy Halloween. Connor is going as Spider-Man. For a while, for the longest time, he was insisting that he wanted to go as a spooky bat. And then I sat down with him because I knew he was going to change his mind, every so often. And so then I sat down with him on, I think, Wednesday, and I was like, okay, but it's time. We got to order we have to get your costume ordered. Otherwise, it's not going to be here in time for trick or treat. And so now's the time. You have to make up your mind, and then you can't change it. Here I'm hoping, like, please let this work. Please let this work. Please let us not have a meltdown over not being able to do a costume change, like, on Halloween. And he decided to flip the script, and his choice was he wanted to be Spider-Man. And I was like, you don't want to be a spooky bat? And I showed him, I like pulled it up on my phone, some pictures of some different bat costumes, some different Spider-Man costumes. So I was like, remember, bud, like, once you pick, like, I'm gonna order it, and then we can't change our minds. And he points like, yeah, no, I want Spider-Man, the Spider-Man costume. I was like, okay, let's order it. And so I showed it to him when it got here a couple of days later. Oh wait, no, that's incorrect. I did not end up ordering it on Amazon because I discovered that a local Target had it in stock in his size. And they had like a little sale running. So I was like, okay, I can just get it from Target. That'll be easier. And so I went and picked it up a day or two later, did like a drive-up order and whatnot. And then I showed him, I was like, oh, I got your Spider-Man costume. Are you excited to be Spider-Man for Halloween? He was like, oh yeah, that looks so cool. I was like, okay, whew. No like panic at that moment anyway. We'll see what happens on Halloween when it's time to actually put that costume on. You guys send me some good vibes for tonight, okay? We have a couple of local neighborhoods that we can we've taken the kids through before that they have some decent streets for trick or treat. And it's like walking distance for us and stuff. So we'll see. I feel like Micah we might be able to get him to say trick or treat. I don't know. It'll be fun to have my mom here for trick or treat. That means that we can have like 2 adults on Micah. So that'll help. Yeah, it'll be fun. Micah's just going to be Buzz Lightyear. Micah doesn't really have a way of really expressing his opinion. But he really loves the Toy Story movies. And honestly, I walked into Target and was like, what do they have in stock in his size? I actually would have maybe preferred getting him a costume to be Woody instead of Buzz, but they only had Woody costumes in like toddler sizes. I was like, that's not going to work. He's a big boy. It's definitely not going to work. So, oh look, speaking of Buzz Lightyear, look, I'm an Apple Watch. Connor switched my Apple Watch to the Toy Story faces because he loves like scrolling through the silly animations on there. Should have asked. It would have been really cute if Connor would have been okay with going as a Toy Story character as well, because how cute would coordinating costumes have been? I didn't know what a good coordinating costume for Micah would have been with Connor's Spider-Man. I was like, I'm not going to like dress him up like Venom or like Green Goblin or something. I was like, it's fine. Like, they don't have to coordinate. It's fine. It's fine. So anyway, other random things, totally unrelated topics. So first, mark your calendars for this upcoming Sunday because I'm going to try to do a birthday live. I might do it on Saturday. I need to figure out what Adam and I are going to do for my birthday because we're totally going to ditch the kids with my mom and I'm going to go out with Adam for my birthday. But sometime this upcoming weekend, I'm going to do a YouTube live for my birthday. And maybe I'll give some stuff away. I'm saying it now because I'll be like, maybe I'll make it about like giving back. But I love hanging out with you guys. I've done that before, like a birthday live, and it was a lot of fun. So also I like going live on YouTube, and I need an excuse to do it more often, and this is as good an excuse as any. So I'll put up an announcement in like the community tab and on Instagram and stuff once I figure out what exact date and time I'm going to do that. But I would love for you guys to come and hang out. I'm just going to chat and chill. And I will probably not have a confetti cannon like Randy and Shay have done in their lives. I already cannot keep up with the mess and not adding that to it. As fun as that would be. But that'll be fun. other random thing is anyone else a Taylor Swift fan? And if so, what do you think of her new album? I am a shameless Taylor Swift fan and have been for a long time. I don't particularly care how basic or stereotypical it makes me. I like what I like. Let me like what I like and love what I love. So I've listened through her new album a few times now, and the first time I listened through it, I was like, nah, not my jam. But one or two songs are kind of getting stuck in my head. And then I was like, but this is usually how I react because I don't like new things, just generally speaking. So I was like, this is new, like it's a new style, new vibe. I don't know if I'm feeling it. Then I was like, I felt this way about some of her past albums. Let me listen through a couple more times and see. And it has grown on me. It's not generally like my personal like musical taste. Like her past couple albums that have had more like acoustic, almost bluegrassy vibes like Evermore and Folklore have been very much my jam. But this is definitely growing on me. So if you are also listening, what are your thoughts? Do we approve? I am appreciating all of the memes that are coming out of the woodwork of it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. That has been entertaining. Speaking of entertaining memes, I about died. And I love that Bev knows me well enough to know that, like, this would not have been something that I got upset with her about. Because she's like, I was afraid you might get mad or be upset. I was like, no. Especially because it's you and I know you. But have you guys seen the Spirit Halloween, the, like, blank template that's been going around that, like, everyone and their mother is, like, making a silly version of? Well, Bev did one that was just like of a diamond painter, and then she used my picture from my original stash video from a year or two ago where I'm like got my face on top of like a stack of diamond paintings, and it turned out that the text that she put on it didn't actually like she was saying it wasn't directly about me. I was like, that's funny because I originally thought that it was. And I was like, most of this applies, but some of this I'm like, wait, what? Just I don't know what that means or why that's something that she put on for me. But she posted that on Instagram, and like there were some people were highly entertained. And I was like, I just think it's funny that she came up with something that was like, I'm going to do one of these, but for diamond painters. Like, that's so something that she would do, and it made me chuckle. By the way, Bev has a channel, Bev B Diamond Paints. She started going live on Twitch sometimes during the day, too, which has been really, really nice, because I'm just one of those people that I need background noise, and I really thoroughly enjoy when people are live, because then it's like, I feel like I'm just hanging out, like, with someone, but I don't have to do any talking. It's just very relaxing. And so I'm like, Bev, just go live so we can co-work every day. But yeah, go and check her out for sure. Ooh, sorry, you guys. That was my pen on my recording arm. That was probably really loud for you. I'm so sorry. So as far as what's coming up this week, so I will have one more Drills and Chills video. It's just going to be the wrap-up video. I should check and see. I wonder how many entries we have at this point. When I put up the Drills and Chills video for week 8 this past Thursday, we had 552 entries. And I bet we'll have some last minute like stragglers and scrambles coming in with their entries. Maybe especially now that I announced the grand prizes, because there's 3 really flipping epic prize packs, like hundreds of dollars in gift cards that I get to give away because of the ridiculous generosity of the sponsors. So yeah, you have to go check out that video if you want to find out more. But I'm really curious to see how many more entries we get. I'm going to work on putting together a slideshow of the finishes, because I like to do that like gallery of finishes like I did, like Jessica and I did for last year's Drills and Chills. So I want to do that. That's kind of a time-consuming process. It's totally worth it to me, but I haven't found like a really effective app to do it. So I actually just do it like in the native Photos app on my phone. But it's like, you kind of have to jury rig it. because it's, anyway, that's really boring. You guys don't care that much. I'm not going to explain it to you. I'm going to poke around and see if maybe something has come out in the past year that I don't have to pay for that will do what I want it to. That drill dropped right off my pen. Where? Oh, there it is. You guys impressed? We've probably placed, let's see, we started up here. I just done a little bit in here. So we've placed like almost 400 drills. That's not too bad. Other things coming this week, some unboxings. I've gotten some things in that I need to share with you guys. I still want to try to keep up with putting up post reviews regularly. Ooh, you'll have a month in review video for the month of October, which is going to feel a tiny bit redundant with the week 8 video for drills and chills that I just did. But look, I'm not going to have a playlist of my months in review and have a month missing. So I'll go into a little bit more detail on the kits there than I did in the drills and chills video anyway. Maybe there'll be some other fun stuff to talk about. You'll get to see how far I've gotten on my cross stitch conversion in there. That'll be nice, right? Right? Right, you guys? So if you made it all the way to the end of this WIP and Chat, if you made it through my really obnoxious, preachy soapbox about self-promotion, and then my sidetrack story about my mom, and then a random pivot to Taylor Swift, you guys are the real MVPs. Thanks for making it all this way. Since this video is going up on Halloween, if you made it all the way to the end, why don't you leave some kind of Halloween-esque emoji in your comment and let me know what you're working on, and if you have any thoughts on any of the many random things that I talked about today. So hopefully I did not like really bother or turn off you guys by kind of going off on that tangent. Like I said, something's been bugging me, and I just thought maybe I'll put this out there in case there's some people that just don't know. Maybe now you know. I'm not attacking you. I don't think that you're a bad person. I'm not feeling some type of way. I'm giving people as much of the benefit of the doubt I can. So, ooh, snap, that wasn't closed all the way. Okay, I have to go do some drill cleanup because I just tried to put this away and the lid wasn't closed. So now there's some drills that just fell out in the tray. I think it's all contained in the tray, but that's still going to be kind of a pain to clean up. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go clean that up. Wish me luck. Oh, wait, there's only like half a dozen. Okay, that wasn't that bad. I heard it, and so I stopped immediately, but okay, anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. I hope that you guys enjoyed this WIP and Chat. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you genuinely, and I love getting to catch up with you about my week during these WIP and Chats. I hope you enjoyed getting to see me work a little bit on this cross-stitch conversion project. I know it doesn't look super exciting up here. That's just kind of the nature of cross-stitch conversion projects. Let me show you, by the way, if you want to see like the full image that I've completed so far. This is okay to show you because you can't really see the symbols. But this is the corner I've finished. Come on, camera. Not doing me any favors here. There, that helps. And the size of it, I was thinking it won't pinch anymore. Come on. What if I flip it sideways? There we go. That's how much of the entire project that I've completed. So we got work, we got work to do. But I'm liking it. Look, that's so fun. That's like the top left shelf. Love it. Okay. Thank you guys for hanging out with me again. Feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, all those usual things. And I hope you have a really amazing week. Really, I do. Happy Halloween again. All right, my friends. Talk to you in the next one. Bye.